This is episode 28. Want to review, reevaluate, and reinvent? Start here. Welcome to Alive by Design. My name is Blake Mallon, and we're here to bring you inspiring people, principles, and practices to help you wake up, move toward your meant to, and feel fully alive. Open your mind and let's dive in. Hey guys, before you listen to the podcast, I just want to drop in and say I appreciate you for being here, and I'm super excited about this new Walk With Me series. These are solo episodes where I take some time in the middle of my morning run through the Santa Monica Mountains to share some inspired ideas and thoughts on my mind and heart. If you want to join me for any of these conversations live, you can catch me many mornings on my Facebook page, facebook.com/BlakeMallon.page. Would love to see you there. Love you guys. Enjoy the episode. Walk with me for a few minutes. So is it just me, or are there certain things that maybe we used to do all the time, like every day, automatic, a part of our life, that we can no longer do right now? And it's like we don't even miss them. It's like maybe that'll never come back. Maybe that's gone forever. And are there other things that maybe we would do every so often, but totally took for granted, like it wasn't a big deal, like there wasn't a high amount of appreciation or even perspective on the importance of it, that now that we can't do, we totally miss? You guys, I think now is a perfect time for us to review, for us to reevaluate, for us to reinvent and dive into not only what we do, like as a career, work, livelihood, but who we are becoming in the process. And I want to talk about 5 thoughts on how we can approach that evaluation process. Beautiful day here in Southern California. Summer's coming, summer's coming, summer's coming. Hey, if you're out there, I love our walks together. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you. I see you. I know those of you guys that are with me frequently. And if you're back, say hello below. The only way I know you're there is if you say hello. Give me a high five. How you doing? How you feeling? Tell me something going on in your life right now. And if you're new to our walks, welcome. I love our time together. And thank you for being here. So let's dive into this topic, because I do feel that while the phase that we are in right now, I have a ton of empathy and compassion for a lot of the devastation and challenge and obstacle that so many are facing. But I also have a lot of appreciation and gratitude for this truly unique season in our life where we get this forced pause, where a lot of our automatic, you guys know what I mean by the automatic, just the things we would do, and got such in a habit of doing, maybe we stopped challenging our own thought process on, yes, we are doing this, but should we be doing this? Yes, I am going a direction, go, but is it even the right direction? And I love this phase that we're in because it's forcing us to slow everything down. It's forcing us to have some of those automatics totally come to a halt. It's forcing us to maybe lose some of the things we took for granted and restore appreciation, love, value for some of the things that matter most, that had gotten buried by so much other things that maybe matter less. And I do think it's this perfect time to kind of have this, kind of 3 R's, right? So review, kind of give that mental check-in, that kind of critical question, that personal audit. Reevaluate. Man, was I even going the right direction? Is who I was becoming really who I am meant to be? And then reinvent, right? After you review and reevaluate, but reinvent, refresh. And this conversation is kind of inspired by a Facebook Live I did a couple days ago. How many of you guys caught my Facebook Live? Did a quarantine conversation with wellness entrepreneur Josh Trent. Had a lot of amazing feedback. Thank you guys for those of you guys that caught the episode and gave the feedback. It was a great conversation. Definitely check it out if you missed it. And I won't go into all of the lessons. They're just jam-packed with value. But part of Josh's story was him hitting a point in kind of the quote-unquote traditional path where he was in a very good, successful career, the corporate world, and while many would believe the role he had with the company he was with was, something that was amazing and something that a lot of people would strive to get to, he reached a point where he was asking himself, like, is this right all there is? And then he got to a point where he realized, man, there has to be more. And he made a shift from kind of the traditional path to the world of entrepreneurship, obviously a world I know and love and am passionate about, inspiring and teaching and developing. I know many of you guys are on the entrepreneurial path. If you are, give me some feedback below. Where are my entrepreneurs at? Where are my solopreneurs at? And if you're not, there's probably a lot of you wanting to make or contemplating making that shift. And Josh said something that I'd never heard put that way. He said, well, and then when I was in that moment in that career, kind of unhappy, feeling stuck, feeling stagnant, unfulfilled, didn't make sense because I, had the job, had the title, was a great company, but felt like something was missing. He's like, I got the gift of being fired. I was like, I've never heard anybody talk about being fired as a gift. Normally people get fired, they're let down, fear sets in, beat themselves up, they must have done something wrong, and all this negative energy, negative emotion, which usually, leads to a few steps backwards, a paralysis. And the comment of, I got the gift of being fired was just interesting to me, especially with where we're at right now. I don't watch a lot of the news. I just never have. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I get what I need to get in short bursts of info from people around me, incredible sources. And that's worked for me. I put my time, I guess first and foremost, in my energy, at least I try to, into more kind of positive direction. But I do know right now that we're in a crazy situation with unemployment in the United States. I think I've seen a variety of different stats over the last couple of weeks, but they all seem to say somewhere in the neighborhood of 15%, upwards of some have said as high as 20% unemployment right now in our country, which is crazy. I heard someone say that in LA specifically, it could be as high as 46% right now that are either unemployed or furloughed or paused. Obviously high in the service industry here, which is just nuts. I mean, even if it's 20%, simple math, that's what, 1 out of 5 people are unemployed. And you guys, I don't want to minimize that. My heart goes out. Employment means income. Income means livelihood. Absent of that, adds stress, uncertainty. My heart goes out to you if you are being affected financially right now because of that, or your loved ones. And whether it's you or loved ones, we all have people close to us that are in that 20%. And I don't want to be unsympathetic to it, but go back to that line. Then I got the gift of being fired. So I want to talk about maybe how the circumstance we're in, although the circumstance is maybe outside our control, and it is real, and there's no excuse for that. It is what it is. Maybe we can take a different perspective. We can shift the script and say, okay, if this were a gift, if life wasn't happening to me right now, but it was actually happening for me right now, what could this mean? And I have kind of 5 thoughts that I've been processing that I want to share with you. And a lot of times when I share these thoughts, it's because it's what's on my mind, and it's what I feel is working for me and people close to me. And it's purely me trying to share verbally with all of you in hopes that maybe you'll grab some of the same value. So 5 thoughts to kind of review, reevaluate, reinvent. Number 1, forgive and let go. Guys, I think the first step in change, and you can call change reinvention, transformation, progress, growth, advancement, change, is we have to be able to forgive and let go of a lot of the things holding us back. Morning. So I gotta ask you to ask yourself, are you holding on to anything that's like an anchor? And that could be a feeling of anger toward a thing or a circumstance, or often it's a person, a feeling of resentment, an emotional anchor. It may be a physical anchor you need to cut off from, let go, leave behind, move on. Or maybe an emotional anchor, something that you're harboring the weight of that isn't physically attached, isn't literally attached, but emotionally you're dragging this weight. And you got to realize that that's holding you back. The anchor of the past is holding you back. You can't sprint forward. You can't go full throttle. You can't rise to the heights that you're capable of with an anchor. And so many people have a lot of anchors tied to their feet. So I think step 1 is you gotta forgive and let go. But Blake, I can't forgive that person. You don't know what they did. But Blake, you don't understand. How am I gonna let that go? That hurt me. But, yeah, that's probably all right. And that's probably all true. And I'm not here to talk you into believing otherwise. But I want you to know that you harboring all of that against that person or against that thing is hurting you and the future you way more than it has anything to do with them. And as soon as you realize the more you hold on, the more they win. That person, that circumstance, that thing of the past is winning. The more they have a hold on you, the faster you let go and the faster you shift, forgive and let go. And I think that's step 1. So my question for you to ask yourself is, what are some things right now that are your anchors? What do you have to let go of now? Let it go, gone. Forgive now. You forgive. Let go of the hold on you. I think that's the first thought. Number 2, be willing to begin again. You gotta be willing to begin again. Guys, beginning is exciting. Beginning is fresh. Beginning is creation. Beginning is new. So many people look at beginning again with the wrong perspective. Oh, I gotta restart from the bottom. Man, everything I've done, I got to a point I gotta restart all over again. You missed it. Because nobody can take away how far you've come. How far you've come isn't where you are. How far you've come is who you are. That's totally different. How far you come is not where you are. How far you come is who you are. It's not the title. It's not the status. It's not even the income level or place in a corporate ladder. It's you and the lessons and experience, both the good and the bad, the wins and the wounds. That's your asset. Nobody can take that away. So you got to be willing to begin again. You can't move forward looking in the past. You're driving the car, you can't stare in the rear view mirror 100% of the time and plan on getting to where you want to go. You got to be willing to begin again, to start anew. Guys, new is fun, new is exciting, new is novel, new stretches you, new grows you, new challenges you. Stop trying to fix what once was and instead ask yourself, what can you create that never was? Just because it'll never be as it used to be doesn't mean it can't be better than it ever was. Matter of fact, by definition, only way things can get better than they were is for things to get different than they were. So let go and be willing to begin again. Number 3 in this reinvention process. As you start to move into a new direction, connect to a higher purpose or connect to something outside of just yourself. And this doesn't matter, guys, what your religious or spiritual beliefs are. I'm not going to go there. This is like a universal thing. You have to do things for reasons that serve others beyond just you. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to make the impact you're capable of making. And even if you achieve a certain status or income or goal, you'll never be happy and fulfilled in the process. It takes a lot of people a long time to figure that one out. It can't just be about you. So connecting to a higher cause, a higher purpose, means just move in a direction where you ask yourself, how can you serve or add value or contribute to others in any way? And that can start small. You don't have to save the world and be Mother Teresa tomorrow. You can start by just making a difference in one person's life with a comment. You can do that. You can start by making a difference in one person's life with sharing a piece of information, giving somebody a phone call, smiling when you walk by. But you got to get out of yourself and you got to connect to those around you. And the value that you put out is going to come back. And sometimes it doesn't come back directly. Take an action, get an income, take an action, get a result. But it always comes back indirectly. The more you put out, the more that comes back. Number 4, care enough. Care enough. This is a heart thing, an empathy thing, a give a shit thing. You gotta care enough. Right now, the need in the world is greater than I think it's ever been in our lifetime. I can't name another time since I've been on this planet where there's more people in more need than ever before. On so many levels. People in need from a health perspective, people in need, right, from a support and service perspective, people in need from a financial perspective, people in need from an emotional perspective, people in need from a relational or connection or community perspective. Guys, the need right now is freaking massive. When the need is bigger than it's ever before, that means the impact that any one of us can make right now is bigger than ever before. In business, we call it supply and demand, right? When the demand is big enough, right, you come up with a supply to meet it. But this goes deeper than that. Right now, it's not about supply and demand on a product or category. It's supply and demand on the humanity's needs. And if the need is greater than ever before, then our ability to make an impact is greater than ever before. And in my opinion, that almost creates a personal responsibility for the actions that we take to be greater than ever before, if you care enough. Care enough. Give a shit. Not pretend to, but really do. Because if you care enough, you'll have a natural urgency and you'll take a massive action to go make an impact. And the last one I said I'd give you 5, so last thought. Live and lead by example. If you do all of the things above, if you're willing to forgive and let go, remove the anchor, begin again, create, reinvent, start anew, connect to a higher purpose so you're doing something in a way that serves others, and care enough to create the urgency and action you want to take today, The last one is automatic. It takes care of itself. You live and lead by your example. You let your actions speak louder than your words. You let your example inspire others of what's possible. And if you live and lead by example, by how you wake up every day and who you become every day and who you impact every day, you're not only going to make an impact yourself, you're going to inspire people to follow your lead and maybe rally around you and your mission. And lastly, you're going to inspire people what's possible within themselves to do the exact same thing. Because that's how you build a community and that's how you inspire a movement. Not through the rhetoric or the language, but through the example that we set on what we're doing and who we're being every single day. So guys, there's some thoughts during this time. It is a time of reflection. It is a time of obstacle, but it is a time of opportunity. It is a time where our automatic has been paused, which gives us a time to ask, were we even doing the right thing, going the right direction, and being the right person? And this becomes a gift, right? Wrapped in a funny disguise, but a gift for us to review, reevaluate, and reinvent. And I think if you follow those thoughts and ask yourself those questions, what do I have to forgive and let go? What can I begin anew, reinvent? Am I really connecting to how I can serve? Can I care enough to move into action? And can I live and lead every day in a way that sets an example for others? Guys, you can't help but continue to move the right direction, continue to make a difference, make an impact, continue to feel good about it, and continue to be a piece of the solution the world needs right now. So there's my thoughts for today. Hope it adds some value. Give me some comments below on your perspective. Which one of the 5 do you need to work on most? Are there any things you're doing in addition to those concepts that you're finding helpful as you not only go through this, but grow through this, as you become better because of this? Would love the perspective down below. The greatest gift you can give is helping somebody else shift their perspective, become better. In the meantime, hope all of you stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane. And until next time where we get to walk together, hope everybody has an amazing, amazing day. Enjoy.
Hey guys, one last thing. I'm super excited that this new podcast, Alive by Design, just went live. You see, I designed the show to bring you inspired thoughts and fascinating conversations with the world's most impactful people, to provide transformative principles and practices to help you wake up, move toward your meant to, and feel fully alive. And I'd love for you to help me spread the word now. Simply subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on this platform right now. So if I've ever given you value, please do me this personal favor and go subscribe now. And if you found today's episode helpful in any way, make sure you share this with at least one friend today. You have the power right now to change someone's day. So send them a text message with a link to alivebydesign.com, or simply copy and paste the link right from this podcast platform. Who's one person you know right now that you want to see succeed, that you want to see grow, that you want to see feel more alive? Shoot them a text with your largest takeaway from today and be a light in their day. And if you were referred here by a friend, make sure you shoot them a text back and say thank you. I'd love to hear from you directly on what you got from today's podcast. So if you're up for it, drop by my Instagram @BlakeMallon and shoot me a DM. And as always, thank you for showing up. I'm grateful for you, and I hope our time together today in some small way helped you feel a little more alive. Until next time.